Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Myra from Low Carb Love, and today we're going to be making a super healthy treat. We're making low carb yogurt pops with a berry swirl. So it's super simple. It's great to make with the kiddos, even for yourself like me. I have a huge sweet tooth, so these are perfect. They're going to be low in calories, low in carbs, and super delicious. Okay, so I'm going to go through the ingredients and then a step-by-step on how to make these. Okay, so this is what we'll need. First off, we'll start with our almond milk. So we're gonna do a cup of almond milk. Then we have a half cup of heavy cream. We have a cup of berries. So this is a mixed berry with a little blueberry, blackberry, and raspberry. And it is low carb. I'll go over all the nutritional info after. We have 2 tablespoons of sweetener. So this is already powdered sweetener that we'll be adding into our berries. And there's a step to that which we'll go over after. Then we have our Greek yogurt, 1 cup of Greek yogurt. Just find the lowest carb and lowest sugar yogurt. Then we have our sweetener here. So this is 6 tablespoons of powdered sweetener. Then we have 2 teaspoons of vanilla flavor. We have a half teaspoon of lemon juice and then a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Okay, and we're gonna be mixing everything into this little bowl here, at least for the whipping cream. We're gonna make our own. We're gonna whip the heavy cream because it gives it a different texture, okay? And we're gonna do it with a little hand mixer, which mine is like, you know, we need a new one here, guys. But if you don't have a hand mixer and you have a stand mixer, of course the stand mixer works. And if you don't have anything, then just put that arm to work and just use a little whisk or even a fork. It will take forever, but you know, obviously my recommendation is a hand mixer or, oh, you know what, even a little frother, like a coffee frother, that works as well. Okay, so our next step is we're gonna take the heavy cream, okay, we're gonna pour it into our bowl, and we're not gonna add anything to it. We're actually just going to whip it up. And the reason why we are actually whipping it is because it's gonna give the popsicles a just a really creamy texture, more than if you just add it liquid. Okay, so let's mix this up and I'll bring you guys back once we get to stiff peaks. Okay, and those are stiff peaks. Okay, so now that we have our heavy cream all done, now we are going to get our yogurt. Okay, we're going to add it to a bigger bowl. Okay, and I buy the big container of yogurt at Costco because I like to make parfaits with this as well, and Nati loves them, and Donnie, he loves them as a snack. You just want to look for a yogurt that is low in sugar. So typically you want to go for like 4 or 5 net carbs per cup. So, you know, it's a lot of yogurt. But if you get something that's like 6 or 7, it's still going to be okay. It's just going to add, you know, a couple carbs to your dessert. Okay, so now that we have our yogurt, we have our 6 tablespoons of sweetener. So we're just going to add that in. Okay, and then we're going to add our vanilla. And you can see the little beans in there. We have a little salt. We have a little lemon juice. And we're going to mix it up really well. Okay, so we're just going to mix this up. We have our cup of berries here. And if you don't have a mixed berry, then you can just do all blueberry, all raspberry, blackberry, your favorite berry. And we are adding 2 tablespoons of sweetener because these are very tart. And you know, we want the sweetness for our berries. So let's go ahead and microwave this. We're going to put it in for 30 seconds, okay? So let's go ahead and put that in. We'll put it in for 30 seconds. We'll do a little mix. Okay, so let's see where we're at. This is first 30 seconds. So we're just starting to melt. You can see there's a lot of juice. Let's put it back in for another 30 seconds. Okay, so we're putting in another 30 seconds. And as soon as it's out, I will show you the consistency of it at basically at 1 minute at this point. What you want is for it to kind of bubble and start to thicken up a little. So I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so let's take a look. So now they're all well incorporated with the sweetener, but we're gonna put it back in because we want this to thicken up a little. They're too juicy. They're juicy. About that juicy life. So we'll put it in for another 30. Another 30. It's not enough. So at this point we are at 1:30. Okay, so our little berries are done. These little guys boiling hot. So we're gonna let this sit for a little so it can cool off. Meanwhile, we're going to mix everything else together. Okay? Let's start mixing our yogurt. And of course you want to taste everything and make sure that it's to your liking. Okay, so we have our yogurt now. We have our berries, our heavy cream, and our yogurt mixture. Now we're going to pour our almond milk into our yogurt. Okay, and we're just going to mix this up. Once this is mixed well and it's all well incorporated, we're going to add it to our heavy cream. Okay, so now that we have everything mixed, let's go ahead and add it to our heavy cream. Okay, and we're just going to pour that in. If you guys want to use the vanilla bean that I use, I'll link it down below so that let's get this little. Okay, so now we're just going to mix this in with the heavy cream, or our whipped cream, I should say. Okay, so now that we have our ice cream batter and we have our berries, you want to try each. So we're just gonna do a little. That's really good. Now let's try the berries. That's really good. It's just still tart. So, of course, if you want your berries to be nice and tarty, then leave them as is. If you want them to be a little sweetener, like a little sweeter, I like my popsicles and my desserts to be super sweet. I'm going to add 1 more tablespoon of sweetener into our berries, okay? So let's go ahead and add 1 more tablespoon of powdered sweetener. And we're just gonna mix that in, and I think that after this, it should be perfect. Now that we have this, we are going to let me get our little molds that I have sitting here. Okay, and these, of course, are linked down below in the description box. Let me show you. Little metal popsicle, popsicle molds. And we have our little popsicle sticks, okay? So now we are going to add the mixture, and then we are going to drizzle the berries inside and kind of do like a little swirl. Trying to get creative here, okay? If you want to make your life easier, pour your berry mixture into your yogurt and call it a day. But for purposes of trying to be a little, get some pretty photos here, we are going to put the mixture in first, okay? So we're going to grab some berries. We're going to put it into number 1. Okay, and now we have our last little guy here. And kind of stuff that one. So I'm going to use a little chopstick, and what we're going to do is actually, like, if you probably can see it from here, we're just going to kind of swirl it. You don't want to turn it purple, right? You don't want the whole mixture to turn purple, but you do want to get enough so that you have the swirl. Okay, so our beautiful little popsicles are done. I don't know if you could see the swirl. Get it, girl. This is actually what we had left, so we didn't have as much as I thought. We have probably like a good, tablespoon and a half or so, and a little bit of this. So we're gonna put this into either one of the little, like, I have these little mini popsicle molds that are like this small, and Nati loves them because they're so small. Or I'll just make like, little bolis so that we have them stored. And these are actually great. You can actually make the entire batter if you don't want to grab these popsicle molds. You can probably make them all in here. Like, just put a bunch of them, and then you don't have to put them in a separate Ziploc and, things like that. But these are convenient. I'll link both. You guys make the decision as to which ones you want to use. And now we are going to put our little, cover, and we are going to add our little sticks. Okay, come on. Okay guys, so now that these are all done, I brought Nati in, we're both gonna do the taste test, okay? This is our favorite part.
Ooh, beautiful.
Look at these. Cheers. Now, let's try it. These are absolutely delicious. They taste like store-bought popsicles, honestly. Probably, I'm not just because I made them. They're seriously some of the best popsicles I've ever tasted. Keto or not keto. You guys have to try these. They're super fun to make with the kiddos, and you are going to love them. And obviously you can store them in the little popsicle container, which I'll link below, or you can put them in the little snack size Ziplocs, and it fits perfectly in there, and then you can store them in the fridge. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. How are they?
Delicious.
No, seriously, 1 to 10.
I've been eating them all week.
She really has. She's been eating them on repeat. I'm like, chill it, But they're low in calorie, low in carbs, so you guys have to try them. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you love this recipe and this video as much as we do. And until next time, we love you. Mwah. We'll see you on the next video.